up, YouTube? My name is Carly Fries, and today we're talking about the books that I read in November. Is it already November? This month was kind of disappointing. Nothing great happened during it. Did a little bit of Black Friday shopping, spent too much money, I got sick. November sucks. At least Americans have Thanksgiving or something. Like, Canadians, we have nothing, which probably explains why I started like decorating my apartment for Christmas like a few weeks ago. November is not a fun month. It's kind of reflected in my monthly book experience as well. First book that I read was Tower of Dawn, the most recent installment in the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. And for series like this where I'm not super wholeheartedly invested, I don't look up too much information before picking up the book, and I didn't know that this was a book that was solely concentrating on like two characters from like the original series on their own little adventure, because after the first couple chapters I'm like, when are they gonna get to, you know, like the main characters? Like, when's that coming? I'm kind of bored. And it turns out this entire book is like a side story that goes with the full story. Like it like gives you information that you need to go forward with the story, I suppose. But like, I was like, are you serious? I'm like a couple chapters in and I'm already bored of these people. But that's one of the reasons why I get really annoyed at books like this, because I start off really annoyed, and then by the end of the book, I'm like, don't you kill so-and-so, or how dare you do this to this character, when like I didn't care about them at all at the beginning. It's like you kind of get mad at the author for making you care so much of these characters at the beginning. You were like, kill them all for all I care. Which is, it's a good thing, but it's annoying. Like, don't tell me how to feel. Like, you're making me feel things I don't want to feel. But I guess that's kind of what books do. This was the most enjoyable read by far this month, which is saying something, so get ready for the next ones. Straight after Tower of Dawn, I decided to finally pick up Heartless by Marissa Meyer, which is a standalone book. Now, Marissa Meyer likes to do retellings of fairy tales. It's kind of a retelling of Alice in Wonderland, and I knew going into this that I wasn't gonna be in love with it, because Alice in Wonderland is one of my least favorite like Disney stories. I'm not a huge fan. I don't know that much about it, which probably, you know, a lot of the stuff in here like went over my head because I'm like, I don't get the references, but also I hated the writing. I don't know why. It was getting me mad, like the way that everything was written. I know it was supposed to be done in a way, like, you know, to be like Alice in Wonderland-y, but I hated it. I don't give 2-star reviews on Goodreads often, but this month, I was like, you get a 2-star review, you get a 2-star review, and this one was the first one to get a 2-star review. I did not like it. Like, I can't even think of one redeeming quality. Speaking of no redeeming qualities, Perfect Chemistry by Simone Elkeles. This has been sitting on my shelf for a very long time. I actually won this copy on Goodreads, and it's softcore porn. That's what it is. It's the same story, because this is a trilogy, right? So all 3 books are 3 different stories about 3 different siblings, so all 3 brothers, and it's literally just the same story told with 3 different characters and a lot of softcore porn, which, don't get me wrong, it's fine. Like, I like books that, you know, are a little hot and steamy, but this wasn't. It was like bad softcore porn. It was literally the same story like 3 times. Literally, like, you know, Mexican bad boy falls in love with like the, you know, like popular white girl, and they're in a gang, gotta get out of the gang because the rich white girl doesn't want that, and it was so predictable. After you read the first book, there's no point in reading the other 2, but I'm crazy and I can't not finish the series. So I read this and I read the other 2 books this month, and all 3 2 stars. And the final book that I read this month was The Sun is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon, which I've been wanting to read for some time. I've heard great things about it. I don't know if it was just the mood that I was in from this month, like being so disappointed by the books that I've been reading, or maybe it's because I was trying to rush through it because I'm kind of a little behind on my yearly goal of how many books that I want to read. I've now caught up because of all these little books that I'm reading. I'm still kind of speed reading, so maybe I didn't get the full effect that the author was going for. But The Sun Is Also a Star was just meh for me. Like it was definitely good. Like it was well written. It dealt with important themes. The characters were likable enough. But at the end of the day, am I going to recommend the story to other people? Am I going to remember it? No. Next month is December. It's the last month of the year, so I'm gonna try and read the last. I got 5 books left to reach my goal. Yeah, so at the end of next month, I'm going to be doing a video much like this, but it's also going to be kind of a whole yearly wrap-up of some of my favorite books that I did read during the year, because there were some good ones. They weren't all flops, thank God. That would be depressing. Yeah, for now that's it. Catch that video in a month from now. And if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and comment down below if you read any of these books and if you have a different opinion than I do. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, if you like books like me, if you like what I do here. Yeah, as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!